Kenny McLean was born May 17, 1939 in Penticton and resided in Okanagan Falls, British Columbia, Canada. Kenny started breaking colts for his dad when he was just 12 years old and went on to rodeo competition at the age of 17. In 1959, he joined the Canadian Rodeo Cowboys Association, and in his first year of pro rodeo, Kenny won the first of his record 3 consecutive saddle bronc championships. In 1968 and 1969, he won 2 more Canadian bronc riding titles. During his bronc riding days, he decided that he wanted to develop a couple of other rodeo skills, calf roping and steer wrestling. He became the Canadian champion in both of these events, one of only 2 cowboys ever to do so. Kenny was a Canadian all-around champion in 1967 through 1969, and again in 1972. He also won the High Point Award in 1967 and 68, and still holds the Canadian record for the most major championships, a total of 14. In 1961, Kenny McLean's travels to rodeos in the United States earned him the title of PRCA Rookie Saddle Bronc Rider of the Year. 1 year later, Kenny won the Saddle Bronc Riding World's Championship. His riding ability qualified him for the National Finals Rodeo a total of 9 times, 1961 to 1965, 1967 to 1969, and 1971. He won the saddle bronc riding average at the NFR 3 times, in 1964, 1968, and 1971. He finished second once, fourth twice, and sixth 3 times. Out of 77 rides at the NFR, he was bucked off only 5 times. Kenny also qualified for the NFR in the calf roping in 1972. That year he won the Canadian tie-down roping, steer wrestling, and the all-around championship. Overall, he won 4 Canadian titles in the all-around and 5 in the saddle bronc riding. Kenny McLean is recognized by friends, competitors, and rodeo fans alike as the greatest Canadian rodeo cowboy of all time. Canada's greatest included Pete Knight, Herman Linder, and during Kenny's rodeo days, Ellie Lewis, Les Johnson, Bud Sharp, and Bobby Godfreyson, all out of British Columbia near Kenny's home. In that same era, top Canadian hands included Marty Wood and Winston Bruce, and a few others capable of winning any contest. In the United States, Kenny rode with and competed against the best in the world. Some of the best saddle bronc riders from the United States included the Tesher brothers, Tom and Jim, Alvin Nelson, Joe Chase, and many other top hands. Kenny rode in a matched ride and won against the most noted of them all, Casey Tibbs. Kenny won the all-around title at the famed Cheyenne Frontier Days in Cheyenne, Wyoming 2 times. En route to at least one of those titles, he won a go-around in the steer roping contest. The Linderman Award is presented annually to a true all-around cowboy who displays the highest level of excellence at both ends of the arena. Kenny won the Linderman Award in 1967 and 1969. Kenny retired from the rodeo road but never stopped competing. He won his first buckle in 1956 at the age of 17, and 45 years later won the World Senior Pro Calf Roping Championship. Kenny was sitting on his team roping horse waiting to compete at a senior rodeo in Tabor, Alberta in 2002 when he suffered a fatal heart attack. Kenny was inducted into the Canadian Rodeo Cowboy Hall of Fame and the National Cowboy Hall of Fame in Oklahoma City. In 1974, he was inducted into the BC Sports Hall of Fame. In 1976, he received Canada's highest honor, the Order of Canada, the only cowboy ever to receive those honors. The life-size bronze statue of Kenny McLean, world champion saddle bronc rider of 1962 and winner of 14 major titles in his professional career, recognized as one of Canada's greatest rodeo athletes of all time, on the Great Bucking Horse war paint was unveiled in his hometown of Okanagan Falls on May 8, 2010, in front of a large crowd of family and friends and admirers. Kenny McLean is missed by many. He was a friend to me and my family, and I would certainly remove my hat in honor of Kenny McLean. Thank you all for watching.
All I ever really wanted to be was a good bronc rider with an old Hamlin. Saddle makers did their best, and I put their saddles to the test. But good bronc riders kept on telling me, if you want the best, get a Hamlin.